Hi lovies, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. For me, it's morning. I'm drinking my coffee. I want to start off saying that I think it's been 2 weeks since I posted a video here, and I do miss you guys. I do miss the interaction. I miss talking to you guys, things of that nature. I really do miss you guys. When you do take a little step back, you realize the wealth, the richness of what YouTube channels can offer. It's not the content that you put out or whatever you think you're doing, or I don't know how to even word it. Really, the richness is the people that follow you, that keep up with you, that are interested in your life, that talk to you when you're gone for 2 weeks, send you IMs and DMs and all of the other things. I miss you. Where are you? I hope you're okay. I really miss your videos. That really is the wealth of what having a YouTube channel is really about. So in this video, as it is properly titled, I am going to discuss the future of Just Missy, what I'm going to be doing here on YouTube. But before we get into all of that, I thought, I would just share with you what I've been doing for these 2 weeks and kind of the reason why I took a step back to see almost how I felt about not doing YouTube on a daily basis, because YouTube is my it's my everyday job. I have 2 YouTube channels, and just like I hadn't loaded, gosh, I can talk today, any content on this channel, I didn't on my second channel either. I took a complete step back just to see. I was experimenting just to see how I felt about all of this and so forth and such. And whereas it was very freeing, at the same time you're missing what you do. So before I get into all of that, and I'm also sorry for this backdrop. As you can see, here is my kitchen. It's pouring. It's a downpour. It is so dark here. Of course, I wait to the darkest day to film this. So I'm directly below my chandelier because it's the best light. Because anywhere else I go in the house, it's like this. So it's not the best backdrop here, but please forgive me. So my reasoning that I took a step back and did this a little experiment, and my goal is not to make this video super long and for you not just to look at my face the whole time. But the reason why I stepped back for a little bit is because I just feel like God is really tugging on my heart to do something that is very important to me, number one, and something that I feel like has more, I don't know how to put this, it's more depth, or just period, just something I feel like he's just pulling me more towards. If you've been a long time follower of mine, then you know that I am a Christ follower. If you're not, then I don't usually, I will put in there about how Jesus loves you, but I don't talk a lot about, and religion is not a word that I like to use because I do not have a religion, I have a relationship. But I don't usually talk a lot about that in my videos because my theme, my whatever you want to call it, is homemaking. And YouTube is very particular that you kind of stick to your niche or niche, whatever you call it, and stay there. Otherwise they take you out of algorithms and the whole thing. YouTube can be sly. So that's kind of where I've been, and I just feel like after what I went through, and I'm still going through, and again, if you're an OG, there was a long period about this time and a little bit earlier last year where I kind of disappeared again. I was putting random videos up maybe once a month, and it was because my life had been completely altered by anxiety and panic attacks. For 9 months I had severe anxiety and panic attacks, and I have many videos, not many because I did take a big, I couldn't, there was no way, it was life altering. I couldn't drive, I couldn't eat, I lost 150 pounds, it changed my life. And I do have a few of those videos. If you were interested in seeing any of those while I was going through it, I will link them down below. But now that I'm kind of on the other side of it, and this time last year, especially July 3rd, 4th, and 5th, which is the anniversary of when I let my father go, and then March, before I moved here, I let him go again, meaning I scattered his ashes. That video is on my other channel before I moved here to New Jersey. This time last year, I really thought I was going to die. Like, I did not see any hope. I thought I was going to die. I never thought my life was going to be normal. The anxiety and fear was overwhelming. I couldn't drive. I couldn't eat. I had panic attacks multiple times a day. My life was not good at all. And now this July, I am hiking, I'm swimming, I'm doing all of the things that at this time last year, I was desperately wanting to do and never in my life ever thought I would. I never thought I would ever regain my life back, ever. And now I've talked a little bit more about this on my second channel, because my second channel was kind of more focused on my recovery, if you will, from anxiety, and how nature and the woods and me exploring, and, you know, because that was my first step when I was starting to recover from anxiety and such. I was still very not okay with being out in public in large crowds and people and noises. So my first adventures out while I was recovering was in the woods, and I fell in love. And that's a whole nother story, but it's part of what I'm doing. Long story short, because I can be very long-winded, it's the author in me. I just feel God is bringing me to a place where as I'm being more out there, not just spending all of my time in the woods, I am realizing that so many people are going through what I went through. At the end of this, at the beginning, I had no idea what was happening to me. I had no idea why out of the blue I was just being bombarded by anxiety, depression, and panic attacks. I've never experienced those before in my entire 41 years of life. After a few months, many doctor's appointments, lots of blood work, blah, 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 I learned that I had a hormone imbalance, early set, premenopause, PMDD, and my thyroid. And those were my triggers why all of a sudden this was happening. So of course, through medication and therapy and all of the other things, I was recovering. And the Lord just has me in a place where I need to focus on not only my mental health, but helping others. So I am writing again. I'm not writing fiction this time. If anybody doesn't know, I'm an author. I write Christian fiction. So I have a trilogy out there. It's the Burning Trilogy. I have many videos about that as well. I can link some of those down below. But this is going to be my first endeavor in writing a nonfiction book. This is going to be kind of my testimony and how you can overcome anxiety by the Word of God and the woods. And that's where I'm at. And writing is just like YouTube. It is a full-time job. It's hours. So I'm trying to be obedient and authentic to what I feel is really important to my life right now. And this is something that has been nudging me, like it won't go away. So I feel like instead of just kind of putting it off in the back burner and being like, you know, what could I have to offer? Yeah, I went through this, but blah, 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 blah. But nudge, nudge, nudge. And then I got confirmations by things that people have told me, messages that I have heard, things that I've heard in church services on Sunday at my church. It just was totally confirmed that I needed to be obedient and do what I really felt the Lord is leading me to, which is writing this book and being very aware of what I went through, and maybe even taking it a step further to be an anxiety, panic attack kind of whatever, mental health counselor kind of thing. So I would have to take classes and that kind of nature, that kind of stuff. So that puts YouTube in a very peculiar kind of place. So what have I been doing these past 2 weeks? Writing, and of course, living my life. I'm going to add some footage here for you guys. I just, you know, doing the summer things. I'm swimming. I haven't swam in 3 years because 2 years prior to that, it was COVID, and last year I couldn't leave my house. So I haven't been in a pool for 3 years. So to be in a pool was absolutely marvelous. And one of the things that I am so grateful for and so thankful for right now in this moment is I love hiking. I love the woods. I want to be outside 24/7 if I could. But coming here to New Jersey, which is considered, you know, a tourist kind of state with beaches and such, which I'm totally taking advantage of. Surprisingly, there are so many beautiful hiking spots, parks, biking, waterfalls. Just, I'm taking advantage of every minute of it because these are unexplored places. So every time I go on a trail to hike and do something, it is like, whoa, 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 because I've never, ever been here. I've never been on these trails. I was born and raised here, but I left when my family moved. I shouldn't say I left. I wasn't an adult. We left here when I was 13. And we never did these kinds of things. So I didn't even know New Jersey had like all of these beautiful parks and butterfly gardens and marshes and all of this stuff. I'm just like totally blown away. So every chance I get, I'm like hiking. The wildlife here, since I've been here, I've had encounters with deer and fawn and turtles and just frogs, the whole thing. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. So it totally like lights me up. And because it lights me up, I just know that I know this is really what I want to do. This is really, really what I want to do. This is what I really want to focus on and put my whole heart into, which is helping people who are housebound, terrified to leave their home because they're so consumed with anxiety and fear and depression. I've been there and I know how awful it is, and I know the mental game it plays on you, how you feel like your life is just over and nothing is ever going to be the same. And I want to help people. I want to help people that are in this same boat. And I'm writing, and if I have to take classes, whatever it takes. And another thing too, to tie in with all of this, it is no secret that the girl is plus size. Yes, I've lost weight since I've moved here. I've gained some back though, as you probably can tell on my face. It's one thing about New Jersey, loaded with pizza and goodies and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh my god. But I'm still plus size. You know, even though I lost weight, I'm still plus size. So adding plus size mobility in with all of this has been amazing as well, because there is a stigma with people who hike and are very, you know, nature oriented, that, you know, hiking in nature really belongs to the thin and the fit, and that is such a stigma that I want to punch and like throw out the window, because that is not true whatsoever. Big bodies can love the outdoors just as much as thin. So another thing that's really, really been placed on my heart, and I have mentioned like 16 times since I moved here, is like I would really love to start a hiking group for all, I should put every B-O-D-Y, everybody. I would really love to start a hiking group, because hiking and being in the woods has really shown me, not only did it help me overcome like my anxiety and getting back into like driving and going places, but because it's physical, it showed me like, it helped me with my anxiety and my fear, because I had to do things. I had to stretch my body. Like, can I climb over this? Can I climb up this? Can I do this? Can I walk this path? How far can I go? I'm a big person. Can I only do a couple 100 feet, or can I do 5 miles? It really stretched me. And as it stretched me, it built my confidence. And as my confidence was being built back up, the fear and the anxiety was being pushed way back, especially fear. And I kept overcoming things. Like, as a big person, one of the big fears I believe big people deal with is falling. Because if you fall, you're alone, and it's very hard for big people to get up off the ground. We'll just put it that way. If you fall by yourself, or if you fall with a group of people or with people, will they even attempt to help you get up because you are big, you could hurt them, whatever the case may be. And I really overcame that. Like, I started practicing. I made a video about this on my other channel where I would actually sit on my floor or lay down on my floor and practice getting up, so that when I was out in the woods and hiking, if I did fall, I knew that I had the confidence to get back up on my own. I wouldn't need anybody's help. I could do it. And I'm telling you, as I did these things, it changed things in me. It was like having fear here and taking, you know, and just punching it and punching it and punching it until it was obliterated, because now I do not have a fear of falling at all, because I know that if I fall, I can get up on my own. I don't need any help. I can do it. And it really, really helped. And I want to help people who maybe are plus size. Maybe they're not dealing with anxiety or panic attacks. Maybe they have a little depression, or maybe they just have no self-worth because of what society has told them about themselves and their bodies. And I would love to build them back up through a hiking group. Or maybe I'll have people in there that are dealing with anxiety and depression and panic attacks, and teach them how you can overcome this through hiking, and how nature itself, God's creation, is redeeming and healing, and how it can restore mental health. Really and truly, it is not a cliche. Nature, God's creation, restores mental health. I am living proof of that. So, trying not to be long-winded, but I'm trying to get my point across. So these are things that really, really have lit my soul on fire. And I'm going to say this very bluntly, and it is not meant to hurt anyone's feelings. It's not meant to devalue what I've been doing here on YouTube, because that is not my purpose in saying what I'm saying. It's just, my channel is over 10,000 subscribers at the moment, and I may lose subscribers, and that's fine. There's no problem with that, because things are going to change or whatever that may be. Because that's not what I do this for, really. But if 10,000 people will watch me do dishes and vacuum, which is not devalued, because homemaking is so important. Making a space into home is so important. And that's where you spend the majority of your life. If you're not happy in your home, it could be a problem. Not devaluing that at all. But it's like, in the grand scheme of things in my mind, especially what I have been through, it's like, how does vacuuming and doing dishes, which I have to do every day, because regardless if I'm sick or not, I got to do those things. How does that like compare with people who are suffering? Do you know what I mean? So like, if I can offer 10,000 people, you know, we call it like, I hope that, you know, watching me clean the house today gave you some motivation to get up and clean your house, which is fantastic, because I've said it in my own videos. I watch other homemaking YouTubers because sometimes I need the motivation to clean my own house, and I watch them to get it. So I'm not devaluing that at all. That's why I do it. But at the same time, it's like, if people will watch my channel to get motivation to home make and take care of their home, or get ideas for new recipes or decorating or whatever the case may be, then why can't I motivate people to have better health? And in the grand scheme of things, your mental health is way more important than making sure your bed's made every day, kind of thing. It's such a hard thing to balance, because I really feel like homemaking and having a nice home, and you know, you don't have to spend millions of dollars to have a nice home, so it's nice to like make little things from Dollar Tree, and you know, having motivation to keep up with your home and make your space yours. And I think that is so important. But if I was to weigh both sides, mental health is so much more important. And I just feel like in this time, in this space, in this moment of my life, it's something that I really want to focus on, because I'm not going to lie or anything like that. I'm still on SSRIs, I think that's what they're called, medicine. My dose has come down way, which is great, because at one point I was on 60, I'm now on 20. My dose has come down and things like that. My goal is to completely get off of it and have a normal life. be healed, be totally and completely mentally healed, not by medicine, but by Christ. And hiking in the woods and raising my own serotonin levels in my brain through these kinds of things. So that just seems so much more pressing at the moment. And like I said, you know, nobody has to walk in my shoes. Nobody's in my mind. Nobody knows the things that I feel like God has impressed on me. Nobody knows the personal things that I've been through. Yes, I've shared some of it on YouTube, but I haven't shared a half of what I went through at all. Because in the moment when you're going through it, almost feels so shameful, because you're just like, why can I not get myself together? It just feels shameful. And on the other side of it, it's not shameful, because this is happening to so many people. So many people are experiencing this just because they had COVID, and this is side effects of COVID. There's so many things that are going on, and I just feel like I have to be true to what I feel like is happening in the moment. So I am writing. Hopefully I'm going to be getting into some classes to be a counselor for those who are going through mental health issues. And I also would really love to start a hiking group for everybody in my area. Those are my 3 big goals right now, and they're big and they're taxing and they take up a lot of my time. But I feel like my efforts being put there are so important. So long-winded story, which I told myself I wasn't gonna do, it never happens. What does that mean for just Missy? So it's weird. Like, I want to give up YouTube and focus on this completely, but at the same time, I don't want to give up my friendship with so many of you. But if my YouTube niche changes, you know, my YouTube may take a huge hit, which I'm perfectly fine with, because I don't do it for like numbers or anything like that. You know, my husband supports us, and, you know, we have income of other ways and things of that nature. It's not like I do YouTube because this is our income or something like that. I simply do this because I love people, and I just want to inspire people. I really do. And before this mental health crisis came into my life, my biggest focus was my home and my family. And because I loved it so much, I wanted to share it with all of you. Well, now this mental health crisis thing came into my life, totally changed my life, gave me a totally different perspective. And now I feel like it is so important. And, you know, if your dishes aren't done, I don't think you'll commit suicide. But if your mental health is not right, there's a possibility. So it just feels like it's so important. So I'm going to quit saying all that. So this is what I was thinking about for YouTube, is that instead of posting videos 3 times a week, that I would post once a week, which would be on Sunday. And yes, there'll be homemaking things in it, but it's not going to be like these deep, enriched cleaning videos. Like, if you're going to come here for cleaning motivation, I don't know how much that'll be, but more like, I was thinking about shutting down my second channel, which is really like my vlog channel. It's where I take you in the woods with me. I show you what I do outside of my home, kind of thing. But really just making a video, like if I filmed all week, put it all together and put it on Sunday. So of course there's going to be cleaning things in that, because, you know, can't go a week without cleaning the house. But also some other things, maybe some things that I do on my hikes, you know, just things. I'm not saying it's going to turn into a vlog channel. I don't know. The only thing I can do is do it and see the response. And if it isn't good, or if everybody's really upset with me, however it goes, then maybe it's just my time to say goodbye to YouTube. It hurts my heart. You know, it makes me like, oh, because this has been such a big part of my life for so long, and I can't, sometimes I sit here as I'm writing and I'm like, I just can't fathom just giving it up, just like, okay, I'm done. But at the same time, I'm like, I am 42, like, how long am I gonna do this? Or, you know, I mean, you could do this to your 80. There's no law, no rule, no nothing. But also, it's not fun, though, to film, because it takes a lot of time. I've talked about this before. I'm sure many YouTubers have talked about this. You know, you film all this stuff, you sit down and you take your time, 2 or 3 hours to edit, to put the video together, and everybody is like, this is crap, I don't like it. It just feels like it's so not worth your time, kind of thing, you know? Like, because the only real value we have is not money, it's time. It's time. You have no idea how short your life or how long your life is going to be, so your time is the most valuable thing ever, and you want to use the time that you have, at least for me, doing something that's valuable, that's meaningful. And you guys are meaningful. You're meaningful to me. That's why I say I can't imagine just like saying goodbye, because I have made so many good friends here, and I love talking to you guys. And you know, if I can help somebody, I want to, but at the same time, you know, I really have to do what I feel in my heart I need to do, you know, in this latter part of my life here. I'm not getting any younger, so if I'm gonna do these things, like, I really gotta dive into it and do it. So this video is almost 30 minutes long. So I'd love to hear your feedback, of course. That's what my comments are there for. You can leave any kind of comment, any kind of feedback, unless you are absolutely vulgar. I do not, you know, take your comments off, because those are your opinions. But if you're just like a troll on here to like, you have no interest in my channel, you're just trolling, sometimes I remove those. But you know, I'm totally open to whatever you guys feel, whatever your feedback is. If you'd be interested, you know, in a once a week, Sunday evenings is probably when I would upload the video, and it would be more of a fluid kind of video. It would be more of like, you know, clippets of all these things that I did throughout the week. You know, not just like I woke up on Tuesday, I cleaned for 6 hours, condensed 6 hours of footage, and gave you a 20-minute cleaning video. It probably wouldn't be that. It would be more of all these little clippets throughout my day, throughout my week, and put all together in this beautiful like story form and given to you on a Sunday, because I'm really diving deep with my writing and looking into classes for counseling. So, and starting a hiking group. So, okay. So the little bit that I shared with you that where you weren't looking at my face is like some of the things that I've been doing in these 2 weeks since I took this little break, and it has been marvelous. And I filmed a little bit with the intention of this video. Some hiking and things, I didn't take nothing. I didn't take my tripods. I didn't take my cameras. I didn't take nothing. I just wanted to experience, because it's been so long where I haven't like carried all my equipment and everything with me. I just wanted to experience, like, God, I don't remember what it's like not to worry about putting this camera up here and doing that, and where's my tripod, and it was wonderful. It was great because it was freeing, because you didn't have like this like friend, this little buddy you had to attend to. But at the same time, it felt so awkward. It's almost like like that feeling like you forgot something. That's what I kept feeling like did I forget something? Yeah, I forgot all my YouTube equipment. But anyways, I am though willing to share all of that with you. I love like editing YouTube videos can become its own art, and videos that kind of like tell a story, they're beautiful to me, and it is kind of like an art as doing it, you know. To me, I think that would be very enjoyable, but I don't know how much it would be enjoyable to you guys. So, okay, I really am going to shut up because this is coming into a long video, but you guys deserve it because you haven't seen this face for like 2 weeks. And I just want to say that I miss you guys, and I so thank you for all the comments and all of the DMs and all the little things that you guys, where are you? I miss your videos. I hope you're doing well. You know, for your support. You guys are awesome. I swear I have the best lovies. You are the lovey tribe, and I don't want to give that up. I really, really don't. So I'm trying to find a balance where I can do all of this and not be like, where I can write and study and do counseling and still hike and swim and play and do all those things and get a video out to you at least once a week. So I can do it. I know I can if I put my whole heart into it. I just want to know if you guys would be on board and what you guys think. So I'm going to drink my coffee now, and I'm going to go and I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to get this up for you guys. I love you guys. I really, really do. And even if you put down in the comments, oh, Missy, I think this is crazy. I don't know if I would stay a subscriber. I don't know if I'd watch such things. It's fine. It's okay, because you have to do what you feel is best in your heart as well. And I totally understand that. So you're not going to hurt my feelings. Be honest with me. And, okay. I love you guys. As I always say, though. And it is the God honest truth. I swear. Jesus loves you so much more. He really does. And if you are dealing with mental health problems, if you are, I get so many texts. Oh, before I go, I said we were over. We're not. I did open a TikTok. This was lots of prayer, because TikTok can be dangerous. But I did open a TikTok, and this TikTok is based on what I'm writing. So the actual name of this TikTok is the title of the book that I'm writing, and I'm only posting things that relate to this. If you're interested, it'll be linked somewhere. I might even put a clip of my TikTok in here somewhere. I don't know. But anyways, I'm focusing on those things because they're relatable to what I'm doing, and I'm trying to get what God has done in my life through these TikToks. It's Christian TikTok. But I have no idea where I was going with this. What was the point of what I was saying? Okay, I remember now about the texts and the DMs and all of that stuff. I get so many of those that people are like, Missy, will you pray for me? I'm really, really struggling with my anxiety. My depression is so bad. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. How are you okay? They'll ask me about what kind of medications I'm on, things of that nature. The more and more this comes about in my life, the more and more I'm just like, I am really supposed to be helping people, because I'm realizing that so many people are in this place, and I remember how it felt, and I was so desperate. There's nothing worse than feeling so desperate to the place where it brings you to pure panic. So I have, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago before all the rambling, I did open a TikTok. On that TikTok, I do address like how fear can come into your life, how God can change it, how nature's helping. I do start to share some of those things in my TikTok if you're if you're interested in all of those. But that is one of the main reasons that I am putting my whole heart into this, because yes, I love the comments of how are you, Missy? I hope your summer is going great. Those are fantastic things. There's wonderful things. I love connecting, but when I get these DMs and these texts and I get emails. I can't tell you how many emails I get from people, long emails, where they just go into their whole thing and how it led, whether it's deaths or something happened, and they're in this place where they don't see any hope and they don't know how they're going to get out of it. It does something to me. And I know in my heart that Jesus is the answer to those things. And it's very hard to share that, especially on this platform of YouTube, because, it just is. So that's kind of why I'm kind of deterring to some other platforms, because those platforms, it's easier to share those kinds of things. So long story short, if you're dealing with any of this, if you're watching me right now and you are dealing with anxiety, fear, depression, suicidal, whatever the case may be, please do not give up. There is hope. I'm living proof of that. Please get counseling. Tell your loved ones you are not, the worst feeling you feel is you're burdening the people that you love. You're not. They would rather hear you cry and talk than attend your funeral. And I promise you that. So if you need help, reach out. Call numbers. Get counseling. Talk to loved ones. Call somebody. Have them come sit with you. Find help. Go to the doctors. If you need to be on medication, there's no shame on that. Do what you need to do to get your mental health into a place where you can work on your recovery. But you have to become almost stable to begin to work on your recovery. It's a process. It's a journey. It's steps. It's not an overnight fix. And even though I feel like I'm on the other side of, yes, I'm not having panic attacks and fear every day, I am still on the road to recovery on my own mental health journey. And that is why I'm taking these steps. So I love you guys, but Jesus loves you more. And please, if you need help, reach out. I'm here. Leave comments down below. Email me, whatever the case may be. If I can direct you to some help, I will. But the biggest help you can get in your area is reaching out, telling family members, calling hotlines if it comes down to suicidal kind of things. Go to the doctors, be honest, tell them what mental things you're going through, how you physically feel. If you need meds, take them. There's no shame. I love you guys, and I'll be talking to you very soon, probably a week from now, but I'm excited to get the new kind of style film, video, story, whatever you want to call it, out to you. I love you. Bye.